Welcome back, ODHtv. We got the recap for Season 3, Episode 10 season finale. It starts off with Lou in therapy. In Episode 9, we saw Rock and Marvin driving off with Lou at night. And here we are in Episode 10, and we're at a rehab center where they're trying to get Lou some help. As we switch to the next scene, which is Gerald's funeral, we have Marvin attending. He's laying back in the cut. The FBI shows up to let them know that their investigation is still ongoing and that Gerald is his fault. They say just because Gerald is done doesn't mean we're done with you. The scene switches to Kanan and his girlfriend Crystal from the group Butter getting busy. She asks him, are we boyfriend and girlfriend? He says, nah, we just kicking it. To which she replies, well, we're going to have a little Kanan running around because my period is late. Jukebox calls Aisha to meet her in the park. Aisha's like, I shouldn't even come and see you because you haven't been responding to any of my phone calls for days. But then she goes, are you all right? Jukebox is like, I should have responded to your phone calls. She gives Jukebox a kiss, lets her know she's feeling her, and then we go to the next scene. We're back at the rehab center with Lou and Rock. They make up. Lou tells Rock she's right. He has to own all of his mistakes. She tells Rock she loves him. They hug it out. So now under investigation, we have Detective Howard is with his union rep lawyer, and he's being interrogated by Captain Baptiste and Agent Tanner. They ask Detective Howard a lot of questions he's not willing to answer right now. They give him 2 days to come up with those answers and suspend him pending investigation. If he doesn't have those answers, there will be a warrant issued for his arrest. Scene then switches to Marvin meeting with the family lawyer, trying to find out what the FBI has on him. His attorney tells him, I haven't gotten a letter of investigation or anything. I can't really find that they have anything on you. So for right now, you might be all right. But he's going to check with his FBI sources to find out if there's anything that they might be keeping secret. Rock is driving down the street. She's at a red light. She sees a park, catches her attention. Then a car pulls up next to her. And next thing you know, Ronnie's guys roll down their windows and start poking holes in her car. She hits the accelerator, gets away. So now we're back with Juke and Aisha at a diner. Juke is telling Aisha she wants to go to the army and that she signed up already. Aisha's like, but what about you and me? She's like, I didn't know there was a you and me before today. So Aisha was like, well, I'll wait for you. Juke is like, no, you won't. And I wouldn't want you to. But I'm glad you said that to me. Now we're back with Famous, and he's over at Kanan's house trying to find out if he's okay. He wants to know if he's all right since he found out that his mom got shot at. He sees the girl crying. He's like, what you got going on here? But then he lets him know, yo, your mom's, they tried to get at your mom's. He lets him know it's a drive-by, and Kanan figures it out. He's like, that crazy dude, Ronnie.
They started blasting on her. I heard she got away, but I didn't know if she was good or not. That crazy motherfucker.
Agent Tanner of the FBI went to go see Lou at rehab. What kind of questioning are you going to do at rehab? But either way, they're trying to figure out what's going on with him and Howard and what's going on with his music studio and Crown and the Mafia. Of course, they get nothing. We're back at Rock's house, and Marvin shows up to let her know that it was definitely Ronnie that shot at her.
Kanan would never do nothing like this, though. Not to his mother.
Sometimes we save our worst for the niggas we love the most.
But she tells him she's not going to war with Kanan in the other trench. She wants him to set up a meeting, go to Snaps and Pops so they can start talking this out. Snaps is talking to Ronnie, explaining to him that you cannot take a shot at Rock and miss. And that's when Kanan comes in to confront Ronnie about trying to murk his mom.
My mom's?
She came at us, I went at her.
Except we partners, nigga. You would never make that sort of decision on your own. And I told you not to ever fuck with my family.
That was one touch too many, so Ronnie turns into the Incredible Hulk.
You don't tell me shit, little boy.
All right, let's not lose our heads, brothers.
We're still on the same team.
This nigga think he calling plays.
Hey, Rock's okay.
And then Kanan gives us what we came here for.
This ain't what you think it is, nigga. And I ain't who you think I am.
So Detective Howard is now making peace with God. He knows either one or two things is about to happen. Scene switches to Famous talking to the radio exec on the phone, trying to find Lou. He gets off, he tells his mother, man, this is the worst time for Lou to turn into a drunk. And that's when the police bust down the door with a warrant for his arrest. This is the video I made about Famous going to jail and the clues the writers left behind to prove it. I'll leave a link in the description.
Marvin Thomas. Boy, if you was any more chocolatey and delicious, I'd swear I'd have to lick my fingers.
Marvin's not trying to hear that.
Where Ronnie Mathis at?
Snap says he doesn't know where Ronnie is. And Marvin's like, look, this doesn't have to get stupid. He says, you know what comes next. And Snap says, yes, I do. Meaning I'm on whatever you on. I'm ready for whatever. And that whatever is what Rock is getting prepared for. She's cleaning her weapons and she's ready to get to it.
Goddamn, you expecting somebody?
It's for the niggas I'm not expecting.
So Howard comes back trying to let them know that the task force is on us. They about to get us. She's like, you or me? And he tells her, listen, we got to let Marvin take the fall. Here we have Kanan met up with Jukebox to let Jukebox know face to face, yo, I ain't have nothing to do with what happened to my mother. Then a van pulls up, which is obviously Ronnie's, and they kidnap Kanan, hold Juke at gunpoint so she can't do anything. Then she runs off to go tell Rock. Now we're back with Famous in interrogation room, saying that his mom turned in a gun that she found in his closet.
Last week, your mother turned in a handgun that you found in your room.
Mom, what the f?
I found it in your closet. I got scared and I didn't know what to do.
You don't turn it into the f police.
So they ran the ballistics and found out that the gun has a body on it, and the body was Freddie, the guy that he actually murdered. But Famous still won't talk until he gets his lawyer. So we have Malcolm again still trying to convince Rock that they need to let Marvin take the fall for everything. And this is when Juke and Marvin roll up, and they're like, listen, Kanan got abducted. Meanwhile, the police leave Famous alone with his mother, and his mother asks him a serious question. Listen, did you actually do what they're saying you did? And he's like, no. Meanwhile, he really did. So he's not going to talk until, again, he gets his lawyer. Captain Baptiste and Agent Tanner come in, and they have more questions, but Famous just wants his lawyer. I can see them trying to run him as an informant in the next season, but let's hope not.
I want my son back safe.
And we ain't got your son.
But you know who does. And we know you know what the fuck he want.
We can neither confirm nor deny any knowledge of Kanan's whereabouts.
Snaps and Pop going to let her know that he wants her connect in her business and also $500,000. She tells Detective Howard they're going to go get the money, but he has to stay here. He lets them know, I'm going to be there when you make the drop.
We might be able to save Kanan, but we can't save everybody.
My last video was about her trying to save everybody for this episode. Let's see what happens. He tells her there's still a price that has to be paid. As he glances at Marvin, scene switches back to Jukebox watching an army commercial. She shuts it off. She doesn't want to go to the army.
Army, be all you can.
Rock goes to Stefano to try to secure that $500K.
For you, I'm gonna make an exception. What can I say? I got a little crush.
I'm flattered.
She was definitely smart using what Pop told her, that Stefano likes black women and that she was definitely his type. So of course he tells her he'll deliver the cash. Now we got Lou with too much alone time. He grabs an extension cord and decides he wants to take himself out. But of course he can't do it, and he falls to the ground crying, and we wind up at the next scene. Okay, we have Howard, Marvin, and we have Rock at the drop so we can go get Kanan back. They go in, get patted down, and then get sent to the back to where Ronnie and Kanan are waiting. Now I'm sorry, this is why I have a problem when I was watching this thing for the first time. They go in, meet up with Kanan and Ronnie.
I got your money. Now give me my son.
Can't give you what ain't mine.
So Kanan steps forward and says this.
Ain't nobody kidnapped me, Ma.
Bad. Y'all been playing.
Huh? When was this plan made?
You and Ronnie in on this together?
Well, apple don't fall far, I guess.
All I wanted was to work in the connect. Kanan wanted the money.
Nah, when was this plan made? I understand things get set off camera, but this was a little bit too much. Ronnie says, throw the money over. Looks at Kanan. Kanan's like, nah, it's all you, bruh.
It's just all you, Ma.
Pulls out the jammy and Ronnie is donezo. Isn't Rock the proud mother of a murdering son? Howard is in disbelief. Rock, thinking fast, says, you know what? You're in the way.
You see this shit?
And Howard is donezo. But bigger than all that, look at Kanan's face. He just caught his first official body and then had his father murdered right in front of his face by his mother. Like, she almost had her son back, or partially back, and then she did that. Maybe it had to be done, but yo, I mean, he wasn't going to give up on the whole Marvin taking a fall for everything, but Kanan's psyche has to be done now. I made a video before about Kanan being groomed by a psychopath, not Breeze. I'll leave a link for that in the description also. So Ronnie's guys come in, get blasted by Marvin.
You come with us.
Kanan's still in the middle of a nervous breakdown. They all walk out. They're being watched by somebody. Then we go back inside the factory and we're looking at the aftermath of all the shooting. And 2 boots show up in the frame, of course with somebody in them. And as the tension builds and the camera pans upward, we see that the person that was watching them was none other than Unique, or Breeze, because we know this has to be Breeze. They're not going to introduce a new character. Everybody loves this guy too much. And of course, my other question is, what was he doing there? How did he even know this was going on? The only thing I can think of is maybe Stefano knew where this guy was. Maybe they found him, because when Ronnie got rid of him, he kicked him down into some trash. We do know that the mafia for a while back then was deeply rooted in the sanitation business, so maybe they found him. Stefano knew who he was, took care of him, and now he's got this guy walking around watching everything. But y'all let me know what you think in the comments. I thought the episode was fire. I just thought the end was just made a little weird. Like, I don't know if they rushed the ending or they made a mistake. I don't know. But overall, it was a good episode. I'll be back in the next one.
Get it. Player to player, I mean. Games that you playing, I seen. The chance that I'm taking, I mean. These things that I'm saying, I'm sorry.